Hi, I'm John Wert, and this is my wife,
Karen.
Karen, and we're here to talk about fantasy tours. We took the 40-day East Coast trip. It started in September 14th and ended somewhere in October. Can't remember the date, but we had a great time on the tour. We had a lot of stops. It wasn't a lot of trouble driving. It was really relatively easy.
It actually exceeded my expectations. I've got a pretty high bar that I set, and I'm telling you, it was the best trip that I have ever been on. The people were great that we met. We've got lots of new friends. The wagon master and tail gunner were very helpful in helping us find different things, answering questions. So it was a wonderful trip. We really enjoyed it. They give us this thing called a trip log. So it's a daily list of different things that you're going to see, where you're going to go, different experiences that you may have. And they even added on some extra things like restaurants and night light things that you might want to go to above and beyond what the schedule is. So it was very helpful. If we had a day off, there were suggestions of places to go and things to see. So it was great not having to put that together ourselves, but it was all planned out for us and ready to go for us.
And on travel days, the trip log gave us a mile marker by mile marker turn, what course to follow. And it was almost impossible to get lost because it told you turn right here, turn left there, at this mile marker. It even gave suggestions of where you could fill up your vehicle, whether you had gas or diesel. And we were able to get our fuel where we needed it. And it just was nice not having to sit down and figure out what route I was going to have to drive to get there. We happened to hit the main area during Hurricane Lee coming in. So we had a lot of rain, but we still had a lot of fun. And when we were in Boston, we had the remnants of Felipe hurricane come in, and we had more rain there. So when we were in Boston, the bus tour guide said, well, I can drive you around in the city and tell you this, that, or the other, and you can look out your window. Or if you want to walk out in the rain, we'll do that. Well, everybody on the bus said, let's walk out in the rain.
The whole bus.
So we actually walked through Boston in the rain on seeing Paul Revere's house and all the other sites in there. But one of my favorite places was we actually stopped at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. And that was just a great tour. Our tour guide there had gone to the Naval Academy, had been in the Navy, came back as an instructor, and when he retired, he became a tour guide. And he knew that place up, and he knew everything.
Yeah.
And he actually had a granddaughter that was what they call a plebe. She was a first year at the academy, and we got to watch him march into lunch, stand at the front of the building. I can't remember what the name of the building was, but they all line up, and the band plays, and they march in order, and it was just awesome.
And this is something that we would never have done on our own. If I were planning a trip to the East Coast, that would not have been on there. So I'm very pleased to find there were several places like that were on the agenda that I would not have done on my own.
And then we got down farther south. We're big Outer Banks fans. We go to the Outer Banks a lot. And one of our stops was in the Outer Banks. So we were telling the wagon master and the tail gunner, well, you need to go here because this is good and this is good. And I think they looked at me like I had a screw loose, but we got to do a lot of stuff down there. And we got to go through Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. So
Just we've never been.
we started up in Maine, up at Kennebunkport, and went all the way down to St. Augustine for 40 days. And like I say, it was a trip of a lifetime, and we
So glad we did.
glad we did it.
Very, very glad.
Very glad. It was a great trip.